Alright, so in this tutorial we'll be creating a full stack PHP and MySQL full CRUD database using the IcodeGo app. So we're gonna open it now. Alright, so we're gonna start our servers in a second. Our MySQL server and a PHP web server. And let's go to our Spck editor to grab some code. We'll start with the code in the classes folder. Alright, so let's just first grab our database script. It creates a database and creates a table called users in that database, all in the same script. Alright, so let's go to our SQL body, go over to the port 10,000 and log in without a password to our PHP MyAdmin equivalent. We're going to click on query and copy and paste the code here. Alright, submit. Alright, so it did not return any results. That's because it just created a table, no records, nothing. So just refresh the page and you'll see the database created. And if you zoom in, you should see it. Alright, so name, age, email fields, and storage engine MyIsm. It's not InnoDB because InnoDB is not supported on mobile phones for development. Alright, so let's get out of it and go back to a Spck editor. Get some more code. Alright, so we're going to go into the classes folder to get our database configuration code. Alright, so we just start with CRUD.php. It handles the connection with the database. It also handles a few methods here that deletes, escape string, execute query. Alright, not bad. Alright, so let's just search for IcodeGo, data files, www, select. This to be the directory to work in. Alright, so we're going to create a folder called CSS. If you type ls, you'll see it's there. Then we're going to create another folder called classes. Okay, run. Alright, so I'm going to delete the folders called classes and CSS because they are not inside a folder for my project. Alright, let's use the R to delete folders. Alright, so you'll see that it's gone. Let's take away the CSS folder using the R command as well. And it's gone. Alright, so let's just clear the terminal to work afresh and get to our current working directory. We're in the www folder and we're gonna create a folder called php CRUD _CRUD. That's the folder where our project files will be inside. We're gonna cd inside the php CRUD folder to work inside of it. and create some folders inside of it. We're going to create a directory called classes and CSS. Alright, so if you type the ls command, you'll see that they're there. Alright, so we're gonna cd into the classes folder to put our database connection code inside. Alright, so let's just create a folder called CRUD.php. It handles the database connection and queries and the delete method also. Okay, background. Alright, so most recent folder, PHP CRUD, classes, and you'll see the file that was just created, CRUD.php. Alright, so let's just paste the code in this file. Alright, so where is the paste button? Alright, so I probably need to restart the app so the paste button can show up. Okay, I still don't see it. Okay, there it is. Alright, let's just paste some code and save it. Alright, so this is our database connection variables. There's no password because we don't want to use a password. We don't want to use a password to enter our database or connect to it. Alright, since we're in a development environment, let's copy the codes to paste here. Alright, so let's create another folder called dbconfig.php. Then go in the background. Okay, let's just paste our code and save it. Alright, let's create another file. Alright, for validation.php, we're gonna go to Spck editor to get some code by putting a terminal in the background. But let's go in the file first before we go. Alright. Alright, so it's mostly regex patterns here to check for, the validity of our user input. Alright, so let's copy the code for our bootstrap file, CSS file. Okay, we'll be using this code to make our page responsive and the table inside the page also. Alright, so let's go back one level. Let's come outside of come outside the folder and go into the CSS folder. Let's clear the terminal first though and get the current working directory. Okay, and list all files. Then cd into the CSS file folder. And let's use the touch command to create a file called the bootstrap.min.css. Okay, let's put this in the background. And let's look for the CSS file. Okay, it's there. Okay, let's just paste the code inside of it. Let's just go back a level and create a new file. All right, so let's just create, let me see. Okay, the readme file.md, and put this terminal in the background. All right, let's just copy and paste. Let's copy and paste it here and save it. And let's just go back to the Spck editor. All right, copy the code and index.php. As you can see, we import Bootstrap in this file also. There's a table here. The table is responsive. Okay. And there's also a delete button and edit button also. All right, so we're going to create an index.php file using the touch command and put this terminal in the background. And we're going to search for the file in most recent folder and index.php and paste the code and save it. So if we scroll up, you'll see the query. It just selects from the users table, every column in the table. All right, so this is all the code for the edit action.php. All right, so if this everything goes successfully, it will take us back to the index.php page when we are done editing our details in database. All right, so let's go back to the terminal and use the touch command to create the edit action.php file so we can paste our code in it. All right, that's the update button. All right, so it's inside a card, a Bootstrap card, and this is the query that uses the get data method to fetch data from the database. All right, so let's just create the file for it anyway. So it's gonna be edit.php. Let's put it in the background. Let's navigate to the file and paste the code inside of it. All right, so we're kind of abusing the form group classes here, but it's very useful to make things look pretty. All right, so this one is very simple. It's very easy to destroy stuff than create it. So after we delete something with the ID we're looking for, it's gonna return us to the index.php page. Alright, so let's just create or delete a PHP file and put the terminal in the background and navigate to the file. Alright, so I made sure to put comments in the code to detail every step. I mean, the code pretty much documents itself. Everything is all object oriented, so you'll see escape string, the delete methods being used here. Alright, so let's go to config.php. I mean, this it only grabs a reference to the database connection. Alright, so this is what connects us to our database. Okay, let's just take out the password. Let's just create a file first though. So using the touch command, let's create the config.php file. And all right, so we don't need a password since we're not using any. So let's take it out. All right, so the password in this case was root. No, it's not. It's an empty string. And the add.php, let's just copy everything. All right, so it's a bootstrap file. It's inside a card. We import from two files. We validate, and we have access to database connection methods from the CRUD.php class. All right, let's just create the file for it. All right, so that's done and done. All right, so we make use of the execute method from the CRUD.php class to execute our query. All right, so let's just open the document root to start our web server, and let's just go to PHP CRUD folder where our files are listed in to access the website. All right, so let's just add some user data into the database. Oh, okay. All right, so it says add.html was not found. All right, so it looks like the add.html file is missing. Okay, I forgot to copy the code for that one. Oh, brother. All right, so let's just create the add.html file. All right, so let's start afresh and get to our current working directory. List all the files. You can see the add.html is not there, but add.php is there. So yeah, let's use the touch command to create the add.html file. Oh, let's go back. Okay, let's copy the code for the paste inside of the file. Okay, I can't believe I missed that. All right, so it uses the validate function to make sure we provide our name and email. Um, there's Bootstrap in here also. This is the message field that we did display our errors in, or the success message in. This is the form that's also responsive. And there's a submit button. All right, so this add.html will connect us to our add.php backend. That's where you see the form action. All right, so let's go back to the web here. All right, so it should work. So let's add some data. I'm going to type my name, my age, well, one of my ages, and one of my emails. As you can see, it was run successfully, and it's there. And we can also edit and delete it. So it's full CRUD, create, read, update, delete. And I can even change my age to 19, and it's there successfully. I could add someone else. Let's add another record here. All right, so we'll be using the name of a fictional character and a fictional age and email also. Okay, guys, I'm not making this up. All right, it's all there. All right, so as you can see, it lists the most recent record at the top of the table. So that's good. It means that it's modern standards. List the most recent one first. All right, so I can update my age and my name to prove that it works, and it does. All right, so let's just add some dummy data here as a final step. All right, that's it. All right, so let's try to delete something, and it worked. All right, so that's how you create a full working PHP and MySQL CRUD using the IcodeGo app. Thank you very much.